Thank you for coming at such short notice. I promise I won't take much of your time. As you know, I'm doing an experiment on near-death experiences and times of crisis. You are here because you are the select few who've experienced a traumatic yet fascinating sequence of events. As you know, each of you will take turns sharing your experience. Please be mindful that the information shared today will only be used as evidence for my research. Feel free to include any relevant information you would like. Who would like to begin?
I can start us off. My name is Maya and I'm 20 years old. My story starts with my family's trip to Gippsland. I must have been 10 at the time. My family has a holiday house there. I remember on our second day we took a short drive up from the village to Mount Borgor. I don't blame my mother for not seeing me leave her side. The mist was pretty thick after all. I headed north of the little village, distracted by my senses. At some point I tripped over a rock and realised nightfall was approaching. I tried my best to find my way back. I really did. I was cold, freezing. I spent the whole night lying there, crying. A day passed, and then another. But then I curled up in a little ball, petrified. But then I saw it. The angel. It stood high above me, engulfed in light. It reached down to me and clasped my hand, pulling me up onto my feet. It did not speak, just pointed to a tree in the distance with a carving on it, Maya, 2005. It was a mark from when my parents first got that holiday house. It marks 5 kilometers from the house. So I ran and I did not look back, with the angel still holding onto my hand. It must have taken an hour, but I finally got there and the angel disappeared. No one believed me when I told them about the angel, except for my parents. I thank God for bringing me assistance that day. So enough of that me. Would you like to go next?
Hi, I'm Loki. I'm 16. I don't really know what to say.
You can do this.
Last February I was beat up. I was on my way home when Jonah and his friends attacked me. They're the popular kids at school. I usually take a shortcut to a park on my way home to avoid any trouble. But that day they found me. I don't wear my favourite shirts out anymore. It's not a shocker that, like in Star Wars, we'll get you jumped, but there I was, being brave. I was hit repeatedly. I remember my head and arms hurting. I remember the sharp pain in my abdomen. I began to bleed out pretty fast and they just left me there. I know it sounds silly, but I swear that for a moment, as I laid there to die, a creature came up to me. It was green and slimy without eyes. It tugged on my shirt and as dazed as I was, I managed to crawl. It led me to a house nearby, and with the last bit of consciousness, I managed to knock on the door. And then, I don't remember much after that, but I swear, the alien was real. It touched me, I felt it, and even heard the weird gurgling sounds it made.
Well, you probably had a concussion.
I guess that leaves me. I'm not looking to take up much of your time, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm Casper, 18. During the pandemic, I spent my time at home, obviously. School was, well, a struggle. I lost a couple friends, got overwhelmed with schoolwork to the point where I was missing meals. They really wrecked us with the whole homework thing. I mean, how was I supposed to do 5 different classes with no explanation at all about the content? There was one night where I just wanted to give up. I was so sick of everything, everyone. I wanted to disappear, but my dad, great guy, he came into my room, hugged me. We stayed up the whole night that day, just cracking jokes, laughing. We talked about our day. I'd say we, but it was mainly just me complaining about school the whole time. It was the best night I've had in a while. Not many people can say they've had their dead father come for them on a bad day. You can call me crazy all you want, but I felt him, smelt him that day. The warmth of his arms, the nicotine residue on his jacket. He was there. Even though we buried him a week before, it was as if I had my dad again.
Wait, how have we all had such similar experiences?
Similar in the sense that we've all seen something that wasn't really there.
It's because you weren't chosen at random. I've heard rumours about your visions, so I brought you all here so I could finally get some basis on my theory.
What theory?
The third man factor.
The what?
The third man factor. It refers to the sight of the third man in a near-death situation. Third men can be different for everyone. For you, Maya, it was an angel. For you, Loki, it was an alien creature of some sort. And for you, Casper, it was your father. Your brain manifests an entity to help you increase your chances of survival in extreme situations where you're experiencing starvation, exhaustion, and isolation. It's almost like a last sign of hope to help you get to safety.
Are you saying that what we saw was not real? I know what I saw. I felt the angel touch me. I'm not a lunatic.
Listen, I know my father died and all, but you can't tell me ghosts aren't real. There's no way this is the same thing. Unlike your little theory, I felt the entity.
There are a lot of instances where people experiencing third man syndrome have felt, heard, or even smelt the person they imagined. But again, it's created by your brain, so what you saw wasn't actually there. Although you could always argue the definition of real. When does a vision stop translating to reality?
You don't even know what you're talking about. You think you're so perfect and knowledgeable and we're just a couple of rats for your stupid study. You didn't even... Forget it. What are you even wearing? Why are you so covered up?
I moved in with my stepmom when I was 14. And let's just say it hasn't been the best experience. I was abused. Emotionally, verbally, physically, you name it. I dropped out of school early because I was too scared my friends would see and call someone. But my dad was happy with her, so I didn't want to ruin it for him. When he passed, things got worse. She would hit me and pull my hair. Every day she would scream and yell. It seemed like anything I did was wrong, like she was the only one mourning and I was just lazy and ignorant. I cried many nights and eventually I stopped sleeping altogether. I turned to alcohol for comfort, for a fraction of happiness. I still have to deal with it every day. It's like we have our own little dance routine. Come home, scream, hit, harm, repeat. I decided that tonight is the last night that will ever happen to me again. I decided my fate. However, I'm not ready to do it anymore. It's as if with all of you here I have a change of mind. So I should thank you for the sign of hope.